Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Jamil. Let's see where market can move and how we can plan for tomorrow. First, we are going to start with monthly candle, then weekly, then daily, then 15-minute time frame. So let's start with monthly candle first. Last month we discussed on here when market was trading 13,000, 12,900. We discussed on here market can be sharply fall down on here. The logic behind it, we learned one concept in our last monthly candle video. After sharp selling, after continuous sharp selling, if market pause here, chances are very high this pause will going to be follow his previous trend. Previous trends was become negative, so that means chances are very high next month it will be selling again. Similar on that concept, you can see here after sharp selling, market pause here. No doubt it's on pause market. After pause market, this candle will going to follow his previous trend. Previous trends was become negative on here, and we discussed on here if it is negative market previous trends, the chances are very high next month market can be sharply fall down on here. And you can see here exactly after pause market sharply fall down on here. I hope you understand my point, friends. So for me market still become negative on here, because no doubt it's the market trying to become positive on here, but still it's the negative market. You can see the price action after sharp selling is just a pullback. After pullback it will be continuous selling, and this selling, if this selling going to be happen here, then we can see another sharp selling and new low on here, that to be 1000 point, even 9,000 and 9,000 market can be sharply fall down on here, that to be in monthly candle. So how we can understand market trying to become positive on here from the negative sign? At least market need to be closing above 50% correction, that to be in monthly candle. No doubt it's whole month market selling pressure again in last month. At least market need to be closed above 50% correction, which is the level will going to be at 12,350. Remember this point, 12,350 going to be the most important level for the market. If market able to close, that to be in weekly chart, if market able to close above 12,350, only after that scenario I'm going to treat it market to be positive market. Anything below 12,350 I will treat it market as a negative sign, because you can see here 15,000 was also important level for the market. Market trying to hold here, but it's on selling pressure again. And 13,000 is another round level. Market also tried to hold here, but not able to hold. It's on selling pressure again. Now, right now, market trying to hold on here, which is 12,000, 11,500. In between, market fighting on here to able to hold this level. Even I think negative again, chances we can see another low here. This low is going to be 1,000 level or even 9,000, as we just earlier discussed. Market can be sharply fall down in that kind of stage. So for this, at least market need to be, if it is about to become positive, suppose if buyer are here, if buyer trying to become positive on here, trying to buy on here, at least if market able to close 12,350, that to be in monthly chart, anything closing 12,350 or even 400, any candle closing, that to be in weekly chart, I'm going to think that market trying to become positive on here, then I'm going to planning for the buying again. Until anything closing 12,350, I'm going to short the market, and market for me is still on a negative sign. I hope you understand my point, friends. So let's check the weekly candle, how market can move and how we can plan on here. Note last month we discussed on here that market trying to become positive on here, and the reason market able to close above 12,000 no doubt is the round level, and if you think above closing, that market trying to become positive on here. But we discussed clearly trending will going to be possible above only this swing, which is near on 13,000. If anything closing above 13,000, next month market can next week market can be trending, that to be in selling, that to be in upside. And the reason you can see here, this is the place where market sharply fall down on here. After sharp selling, it was just a pullback, but the things was on here above 12,000 was slightly become positive on here. And we discussed on here, if anything negative above 11,300, 11,400, still it will going to be selling again. For market will become negative on here after closing 11,400, 300, this kind of level, because this is the place where the buyer support. If support will going to break, no doubt market going to be negative on here. So right now you can see the price action, that to be in weekly chart. After sharp selling, it's on pullback. First pullback, again selling, second pullback. But this pullback market not able to hold on here. Still market on selling pressure. That means seller are still on there, which is 12,000. at least if market need to be positive, that to be in smaller time frame. We discussed previous time on monthly candle that 12,350, but you can see here at least in shorter time frame, that to be in weekly chart, at least market need to be closed above 12,000. If anything, if market able to close 12,000, then it's doing that, then we can think that yes, market trying to become positive on here, and this level are going to be expecting as a support, and the price action also will become trying to become W pattern. So chances are very high if you mix all of this analysis, that it's become positive on here. If anything closing below 11,300, 400, chances are very high market can be sharply fall down on here. See this level, which is 11,400. Suppose this week, suppose in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if anything closing below 11,400, market can be aggressively selling. Aggressively selling means 11,000, 1,500, 1,000 level. Market can be directly in one direction, can be selling on here due to this global news and inflation rate, whatever you see here. And also if you see the price action, it's trying to become negative on here. No doubt we can see each and every swing market are going to break down on here. Chances are very high. You just have to be wait 11,400. Anything closing 11,400, market can be sharply fall down on here. And for the buying side, no doubt it doesn't have a strength to move on upside, but we discussed that we above 11,000, above 12,000 only able to close. If market able to close, then it can be positive market. Unless anything below, market completely become negative on here. Don't plan to buy on here. So let's check the daily time frame to understand the market movement. On a daily time frame, hit the like button. If you remember, in our last weekly analysis, we discussed exactly similar things on here. Market was trading on here. No doubt it's on, market was continuously going on upside, and we discussed on that video, market are not going to be sustained on here. The reason, you can see continuously directional momentum and previous trends negative. So without accumulation zone, buyer are never going to be sustained on here. The reason, because previous trends was become negative. So if it is sudden momentum without an accumulation, this is the place we're not going to be sustained. Who are going to buy on here? Because buyer need price action or buyer need accumulation range. After accumulation range or even price action, it can be, we can think that market become positive on here. But you can see here, without any accumulation zone, without any price action, even without any range, market continuously going on upside. And we discussed on here, there is a gap also pending, and we discussed the gap may going to act as a resistance in the market. You can see after continuously going, after touching this level, market sharply fall down on here. And we discussed on here, we also discussed important level going to be 12,000. 12,000 we discussed going to be the most important level for the market. We discussed any candle closing that to be in 50-minute time frame, market can be sharply fall down on here. You can see here how round level going to be the important for the market. After closing 12,000, market sharply fall down, that to be in very big candle. That day market fall down more than 400 points, and we were ready for that because we discussed 12,000 going to be the most important level, and market was going in one direction continuously without a retracement, and this gap also going to be act as a resistance. If you match all of this analysis, we are ready for that market can be selling pressure, and that day market sharply fall down on here. And the price action here, you can see here after continuously buying, and it's on retracement. After retracement, it's on 50% correction, market trying to hold here. No doubt this is the place will going to be volatile. This is the place will not going to be a clear direction which side market can travel. But yes, one condition we can plan, as we plan on monthly and weekly, that we are going to be planning to selling until market able to close above 12,000. If anything closing above 12,000, only we can plan to buy on here. But the selling, the easiest things will going to be happen. Suppose after market after flat or after gap down, as soon as it cross 11,400, market can be aggressively selling on here. Remember this point, friend. This is going to be the most important level for the market, 11,400. If anything candle closing below 11,400, we can see aggressively selling pressure on here. I hope you understand my point, friends. So let's check the 50-minute time frame to take a trade for intraday. On the 50-minute time frame, market is right now trading on its volatile range. We cannot plan to buy on here, but only one condition we can plan to buy on here with small quantity. Remember, after opening flat, market need to be open on that range, which is 11,500, 550. After opening flat, as soon as it cross the high, we can plan to buy on here. But remember, with small quantity, and the stop loss will going to be 20 to 25%, not more than that. 20 to 25% of putting stop loss, we can plan to buy on here, and exactly 11,700 going to be our first target. After touching this level, we have to exit. We have to exit our. We have to book our profit. We cannot hold the market anymore, because you can see after sharp selling, this is the place will going to be the seller range. Seller will going to control this range, so we cannot plan to hold the trade after touching this level. So as soon as after opening flat only, so remember this point, only flat we can plan to buy on here, and 11,700 going to be our first target. After this level, market can be selling or market can be volatile on here. If anything gap down, directly gap down 11,700, 750, we are not going to take any trade on Nasdaq. We have to ignore completely, because after gap down, market will going to be volatile. Clear direction will not going to be here again. So after opening flat, we are going to take a trade. After opening gap down, we have to gap up. We are not going to take any trade on here. So remember, if anything gap down, suppose if anything gap down directly below 11,500, the easiest things will going to be the selling, because you can see here market previous time was selling pressure. After sharp selling, it will be pull back. If anything gap down, for the seller will going to be easy. After gap down, seller easily can take the market that to be in selling stage. So after opening gap down, we just have to be wait for 50-minute time frame. Any 50-minute time frame negative candle, we can put a stop loss on here, and market can be aggressively selling on here. Or even you can see that to be in 5-minute time frame, any kind of price action, we can try to sell aggressively on here after opening gap down. So after opening gap down, easily we can try to sell on here. And point 30 to 35 point going to be stop loss, 1 is to going to be a target. I hope you understand my point, friends. And so let's take the S&P 500 to understand, take a trade. For the S&P 500, similar analysis after opening gap down, that to be in 3,800 round level. If anything gap down after 5 minutes, any price action or even 50-minute time frame, any negative candle, we can try to sell on here, and 1 is to going to be our target. And we are not going to plan to buy on here, because already market give us momentum on here, and so this is the place will going to be volatile. So chances are very less that market can be positive uptrend on here, because this is the place will going to be seller place. So we cannot plan to buy on here. For the selling after gap down 3,800 any candle closing, market can be aggressively selling on here. So I hope you understand all of my points, friends. So let's check the stock. Which stock we can plan to take a trade for tomorrow. First stock will going to be the BREXIT hardware. Is for the buying side. You can see the price on here, market trying to become positive on here, because the previous trend was negative. After sharp selling, you can see how price are changing. Remember, this is going to be the W pattern, though it's not a confirmation, but trying to become positive. W pattern is the initial sign trend are going to be positive on here. So after opening flat 278, as soon as we cross 278, we can plan to buy on here, and 1 is to going to be our target. And this swing going to be the buyer target. Buyer at least trying to close the market above this swing, so we can achieve our target very good on here. And second stock will going to be the Chevron Corporation. It is also for the buying. You can see here similar things. After sharp selling, market trying to become positive on here. Last 2 days seller definitely tried to sell here, but market was able to hold on here. So after opening flat, as soon as we cross 147, 1 is to $2 going to be stop loss, 1 is to going to be our target. I hope you understand all of this point, friend. If you understand, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and thank you very much.